I'm Katie, and I got married in April to my husband, Philip. And we got married at South Coast Botanic Garden in Palos Verdes. Second Song is a preferred vendor for them. And we contacted actually all three of the preferred music vendors, and Second Song was our favorite. And what we liked best about Second Song is one, they were the easiest to work with and the most responsive when we were trying to sort of figure stuff out. Two, they had the most options of like different things that we could add for different parts of the day. And they just had a really good price point. There were like four that we really liked, and Connor was available on our day. And it turned out that he and my husband both spent time in Indianapolis, so it was kind of nice to have a connection there as well. I'm a romance reader. I love a Bridgerton, and we just really liked the Bridgerton soundtrack, so we were looking for that kind of vibe that was fun and upbeat, but still wedding ceremony appropriate. And then so we had the trio for the ceremony, and then we had the trio with the drummer for the cocktail. Because we wanted something a little bit more upbeat, but still letting people sort of have conversation. And people loved them. They were great. Our first dance, obviously, but at one point, I looked over and we had, I can't remember exactly what it's called, DJ Live. So we had Connor as our DJ, but we also had a bongo player, a saxophonist, and electric violinist. And the woman who was playing the bongos was so cool and so fun. And I had so many people being like, I want to be here when I grow up. But at one point I looked over and she and my 2.5-year-old nephew were playing the bongos together. And it was just like, okay, this is perfect. I think the thing that I didn't realize until after it was done was how much Connor contributed to kind of structuring the day and structuring the night. And I've definitely been to sort of other casual weddings where there's nobody really in charge, and people are like, well, when do we eat? And when do we dance? And what, and it was nice to have somebody who was kind of keeping the evening moving forward on pace. To be totally honest, was just thinking about like, how much am I going to be on the dance floor when we were booking? Which I was a lot, but it was really nice to have someone who was not me and not our planner in charge of keeping the flow of the evening. When I was working with Second Song, that I was sort of getting educated on like, actually it can be this whole range of options throughout the night that had just not even occurred to me when I was like looking initially at the list or thinking about it. The photo booth was super fun, and I had actually never seen a photo booth like this before that wasn't an actual booth, which was particularly nice for us. Like, yeah, there was the background, but it was also particularly nice for us because we were in the garden, so it didn't feel like people were kind of like leaving this incredible setting to go do their photos. They were still kind of in the middle of it. And I love that we got all the digital downloads. So I have to like go through everyone's silly pictures and figure out my favorites. That was really nice because there was so much for us going on throughout the night that like we didn't get to be in everybody's pictures. But like, I'm looking back and there's some great pictures of like my brother and sister-in-law and my brother and my nephew and all of this stuff. And it's really, really nice to be able to access some of other people's memories. We swapped the order. We actually did the cake cutting right after our grand entrance because I was like, I don't want to stop for cake cutting. I want to cut the cake and then be done with it. But apparently a squirrel ate some of our cake during cocktail hour. I remember ordering flowers for the cake, but I was like, I don't remember so many things about planning this wedding. Who knows? And we get back there and she's like, okay, hold the knife and cut here. Well, then she goes, let me tell you a story about your cake. So apparently a squirrel ate some of it, and thankfully somebody got pictures before they fixed it of like the squirrel damage. This squirrel like was on the big sugar high after this. TGIS, who was our caterer, had a pastry chef who was there. So they were able to like fix it, and then the florist put flowers on like the nibbled part. Any planner who can roll with a squirrel ate some of your cake, and we like literally couldn't tell walking up to it. So it's so worth it.